Hi, I'm Dan and welcome to this week's Elements Developer Diary. Now this week we're going to be taking a look at the reveal component, and this component does exactly what it sounds like. It reveals content on the page. So you can have things fade in, slide in, and you can also attach it to the scroll bar. Now we've had forms of animation before in Elements, and it's taken us a long time to get to this point because we've kind of researched a lot of different ways to do this. And we did have it built into the components at one point, and now we've bought it out and put it into a separate component that's called reveal. So I'm going to show you how that works now, and this version might be slightly different from the version you get in the beta later today or tomorrow, but it should generally work the same. So let's dive in and have a look at this. We of course all still have the hover animations. So you've got all your, if I click on this, you've got all your transforms and your filters and your effects. You can have those. And this works as well as these. So let's get started and drop this in. I'm going to drop it into here. This is a little flex I've got set up here to lay out these buttons in a line. And I'm thinking it would be nice to animate these buttons when the page loads, get them to bounce in. So let's pop that there. And I'm going to drop my first button into here. And I've got my settings over here for reveal. So let's just go and preview this. And when the page loads, we can see it just floats up. So already by default, we've kind of got a standard animation there. So I'm refreshing the page and you can see it slide in, which is pretty good. But let's do elastic and make the direction down. And let's, so now you can see it it springs down and has that dramatic bounce. Now let's go into a few details here as we tweak this to get it looking a bit nicer. We can set the mode to smooth or scrub, and scrub is tied to the scroll bar, so you can have scroll animations. We've obviously got the different types of animations here that you can pick between. So we've got fade and slide, zoom, light speed. We can go through some of these in a bit, and rotate. We can set the direction that the animation comes in from and the distance it travels. And then these trigger animations are for when we want the animation to trigger. So when we want it to play and how many times we want it to play. And I'll go over those in a bit. But let's just tweak these buttons so we get them looking how we want. We could try bounce as well, and let's do the duration here. Let's increase the duration to a second. And if we refresh, we can see the button drops in, which is kind of cool. And you can set the distance. So if we set 500 pixels here, it's going to drop from a little bit higher there. You can see it comes all the way down there, which is a bit dramatic. So let's try 150px, and we'll just head back to the browser, refresh it. And that's pretty good. Let's go back to elastic. So that's quite nice. And now I want to get the rest of these buttons to do the same. So I'm just going to duplicate this, and then let me pop our first button back in there, and I'll duplicate this again because I need a couple of these, and we'll drop the second button in there and the third one in there. So now we've got 3 reveal items in here, and they're all happening at the same time. So if I refresh now, which isn't the effect I wanted. If I wanted them all to go at the same time, I could have used one reveal component and just put it on the flex item. But I want them all to, go one after each other. So I'm going to use this little delay field here, and let's put a 300 millisecond delay there. And then on this one, we'll do 600. And let's just take a look at how this looks. Boing, boing, boing. So that's pretty cool. We get this nice effect. So when people visit the page, they'll all boing in like that. We could increase the delay on the first one. I'm going to say the page actually loads and then the animations trigger. Or just it just gives a little bit more of gets the stuff on screen and then it kind of animates. So we'll probably see that here. There we are. That's a bit nicer. The page is there and then they come in. And I could select multiple ones of these, and we could just decrease the distance a little bit. Let's have a look at that. Pretty good. We could change the direction. So now they all come in from the side, which is kind of cool as well. So again, this is really fun stuff to play with. You can tweak all these things and, you know, just, yeah, you could spend a lot of time doing this and it's a lot of good fun. All right, so I'm going to leave it there, or yeah, let's leave it there and let's move on a little bit. So we could get this stuff to slide in. Let's go back and we'll drop a reveal component in here. And I could put this whole grid into this reveal. So now let's load the page. And when I scroll down, we saw that very quickly there. You'll see it just slide in, which is happening a bit too early. And we don't really see the animation. So what we want to do is we want to move on when the trigger happens. And we want to move that up a bit. At the moment, it's happening right at the bottom of the browser window. So this is the browser window, like when the animation should start. And I want it to happen more in the middle of the browser, rather than it just playing as soon as it hits as soon as these items hit the bottom. So let's refresh this. I'll come back up. And then as I scroll down, you see the animation hasn't started yet. And now it starts. And it goes away again as I scroll back up, so we can see that again. And it's just a nice subtle fade in animation. And we can change that. I could set that to 1000, so it's a little bit slower and a little bit less on the movement. So we're getting something a little bit more subtle now. So that's kind of nice. It's just a nice subtle fade in. Very cool. And we can also tie this to the scroll bar. So I've changed that, and now if we preview here, now when I scroll, the animation is controlled by the scroll bar. So you can see that happening there. This is slightly different. I might want it to start earlier and finish sooner. They're slightly different between the smooth and the scrub. These start and end points, probably in the version you have, this will be different, because I think we're going to add some offsets in here, so you can kind of, rather than these defined points, be able to offset it from the bottom, and you can pick in pixel values or viewport heights. So expect that to be a little bit different, a little bit more customizable when you get this. But let's have a look at this scrub animation. So we've got our buttons that bounce in on load, and then as I scroll down, you can see these animations there are tied to the scroll, and they fade away again. So that's pretty cool. Let's take this grid out of here, and what we're going to do, let's get this working first, how we like, and then I'll duplicate it. I'm thinking let's change this so that they move independently. So I've taken the reveal component, and we're going to wrap each one of these in it, and because I think I want them to move in as we scroll down. So I'm going to change the direction because I want it to come in from the side. Let's do 200, and we'll do we could do a zoom in from the side, and I've got it switched to scrub. So let's have a look at this. Yeah, so now when I scroll down, that one zooms in from the side. But actually, let's switch that to slide. Yeah, that's a bit nicer. So as I come down here, you can see this one starts to slide into the view. I'm going to change this so it happens a bit higher up. I think this should work. Yeah, so now it starts there, and it just slides into view. Although with this one, it's already there. So I think I probably want this to fade in. So let's switch fade to fade, hop back, and now there we go. As I scroll down, this one comes in. So that's looking pretty good. And I can have this on rotate, and then it lets me set a degree percentage. 90% is probably a bit too much because I just want a subtle rotation. So there we go. As I scroll up and down, you can see it's triggered to that, which is pretty cool. And if I switched it to smooth, then it would, the animation just plays when it comes into the viewport like we saw before. So let's do this. Yeah, and that one's not tied to the scroll, so you can see I can refresh, you know, and I can put that on bounce, and it comes in like that. Just, you know, just as I scroll down, boom. So let's switch that back to scrub, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to duplicate that. I don't need the contents because we've obviously already got this one here, and I'm going to drop that into the reveal. And we want this one to come in the other way. So there, and I want that to fade in. I think this is right. Oh, we're set to scrub, which I don't want. Let's select both of those. These are different types of easing in, obviously. So they kind of give different effects, and you can play around with these. I'm going to stick to power 1, which is pretty standard. So let's have a look at this. Okay, they both seem to be going the same way there, which is not the effect I want, because I want them to kind of slide in from opposite directions. So let's have a look at this. We want this one to slide in that way, and let's check our other one there, and that's still on rotate, so I'll do that on fade. And yeah, I think that's right. There we go. Yeah, so this one's going to fade in that way. You can see there. And this one will fade in that way, and they're both on scrub. So now let's refresh this. So now we've got our bouncy buttons. I scroll down, and these are attached to the scroll bar, which is really nice. So these come in like that, which is really cool. That's very nice. And I could obviously animate all these other items as well. Let me duplicate that, and we'll get rid of that, and let me pop that up there, and let's pop both these bits of typography in the reveal, and then I could have that that could fade up. So now as I scroll down the page, we've got our text coming up there, although that is coming up way too late. So we need to change that. Let's view that again. There we are. So now when I scroll down the page, we've got our text that's fading and sliding in, which is really nice. That's a very popular effect that people want to do. They just want, you know, that an image or something to fade in as they go down the page. And then those two slide in. So this is really nice. We're kind of adding a lot of this interactivity to our page and just making it more interesting. And the rollovers, they still work while they're like this. So this is really powerful stuff. And it's not easy to code this stuff. If you were writing this by hand or using another app, we've tried to make this really simple and fun to use. That's the idea, that you just want some nice subtle animations. Yeah, and it's easy to do. So we can just add another one up here, and I'll add my image in there, and on this one. So this will be obviously on load, and we could, let me do the light speed one so you can have a look at that, and we'll put a delay of 1,000 on that to give us a chance, and we'll put 1,000 on there as well, and we could do it elastic. So let's preview the page. Ooh, so he comes in quite fast there. That is very fast. Let's put him on bounce and take a look at that one. Yeah, there we go. And we could move it down. Let's move it less distance. Take a look at that. So it kind of skews it as it comes in. Could try a rotate. Yeah, which is kind of cool. let's lower the delay so he comes in at the same time as the buttons, and we'll just do a fade and slide in, which I think these simpler ones are my preferred one. It's a little bit more classy, I think. So let's reload the page. He drops in, and then these pop in as well. So yeah, lots of fun stuff you can do with this. You know, you can animate your whole page if you want. Like, I have all the elements doing different things, sliding. Let's just duplicate that. I often duplicate these just because then it gives me a similar animation to the one I've got before. Let's slide it in the other way. So now when people visit our page, it's we've got a lot of stuff going on. I mean, I'm not sure I would do this. I mean, it's kind of fun. And you just saw how easy that is to do. You know, these are pre-built animations that we just wanted something that's really nice and easy to throw into your page and have these subtle things that are actually hard to do if you're coding it yourself. And in other apps it's hard to do. But yeah, just something nice and simple, and that's really great. So they happen on load, or on when they come into the viewport, and these ones are tied to the scrub. So you can have a lot of fun with these. We've really worked hard to distill this down into something that is easily usable for everyone. So that is the reveal component. It will be in the next beta, and please do go and have a play with it. Let us know what you think. Give us your feedback. Yeah, I hope you have a lot of fun with it, because I know I have. When I've been building this stuff, it's, you know, you can just continually tweak it to get things looking just right. So, and I'm definitely going to be using this in subtle ways in my projects coming up. All right, I hope you enjoyed that one, and thank you for all your feedback on everything. It's really exciting to be getting to this point in the Elements. I know we still have a lot more stuff to do. There's some big outstanding requests to make this kind of a full package. We're well aware of that, and we are working towards that goal. And do remember, we're still in beta, so I think for a beta, this is an absolutely solid product. If we just continue pushing like this, I think yeah, we'll hopefully meet all the needs you guys want. Alrighty. Have a play, let us know what you think, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers, bye.